Hiya, following on from the last video I put up, which was a mirror, and that was about the UK charity Watchtower. Now, I've been having a look round at their other UK charities, thanks to a heads up by a couple of commenters talking about the International Bible Students Association being one of their names in the UK. Now, I'm needing someone who's good at looking at figures and analysing them, because that I can't do that. It just does my head in. So I'm not expecting to find bad accounting. Obviously, what one is expecting to find is where's the money coming in, how's it coming in, how's it going out, and what is being accumulated. Because where their treasure is, there their heart shall be, as we know. So here's one of their charities that they have in the UK called the Kingdom Hall Trust. Now this, for whatever reason, the Charity Commission's news site just comes out squiggly wiggly, as you can see. But this is an official Charity Commission site. So the Kingdom Hall Trust, we get their company number. The aims and activities: acting as custodian, trustee, holding title to freehold and leasehold properties acquired as places of worship for congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses in England and Wales. The properties are used for public worship in the form of meetings, providing Bible education and training in Christian living, to which all interested persons are welcome. Bring your own pillow. So this is obviously the company set up as a charity. This is the company that owns all the properties in the big property snatch that they made from all these congregations that bought and paid for their own properties. So what you've got basically here, you have got a real estate company, haven't you, posing as a charity. Very interesting. So what the charity does: religious activities. Who the charity helps: other charities or voluntary bodies, the general public, mankind. Okay, general public, mankind, that's a subjective thing. The other charities or voluntary bodies, really? If they give to any other charity or voluntary bodies, we know who they'll be. There'll be other Watchtower charities, won't they? There'll be IBSA or Watchtower or whatever. Has anyone ever known Watchtower to give money to an outside charity, outside their group? And how the charity works: provides buildings, facility space, provides services, and there are PDF versions. Okay, I'm going to go on from that into looking at their financials, and I did a download of that, which I'm going to show you. Okay, so Kingdom Hall Trust, this is directly by clicking on the official charities.gov.uk website. Kingdom Hall Trust, as you can see, on the overview, the income, over £750,000. It's actually £852,500. Spending, £51,100. Wow. So you're talking of over £800 still in the bank from that. Assets and liability. Liabilities is 2.7 million. Now, I don't understand if the assets then, is that the buildings? Other assets, 1.2 thousand. Total liabilities, 41.7 thousand. So the liabilities are very low compared to the assets. But as I say, really be fantastic for an analysis to be able to look through this. So the spending ratios, which is great, isn't it? This is very interesting. So 6% of their money went on charitable spending. 94% was retained. Now, if the end is very, very near, if the end is just around the corner, wouldn't you just be spending every last penny, because it's of no use to you in the bank and there's such an urgent need? Every pound, every penny has to go into to save lives. That is why people are out preaching, is to save lives. So why is all this money in the bank? This was to end 31st of October 2016. And remember, some of this money is children's ice cream money. As we've seen the Caleb and Sophia cartoon, put your ice cream money in the box. That's not good, is it? So you've got 7 trustees for that, with all the names listed. There's other details I've seen. I'll see if I can find that paperwork again. And obviously there'll be very detailed accounts that if anyone can go through, that would be fantastic. So this is from Companies House. That's the government-run, well, it's a website now, but has existed as a physical entity for centuries. That's obviously where all the companies are registered and all their details. So this is from their website, and the latest accounts are available up to 31st of August 2016, which we were just looking at. So you have the report of the trustees, an independent examiner's report, statement of financial activities, balance sheet. Well, we've also already seen how quite pitiful that is, really. I'm going to have to turn this round, I think, to read. Apologies if turning the dynamic here makes it harder to read, but the trustees, who are also directors of the charity, present their report. Now, the objects: to advance the Christian religion as practiced by Jehovah's Witnesses, as detailed in its memorandum and articles of association, which you'd expect. So what did they get up to with this over £750,000 income? That's not what they've actually got, remember. They purchased 2 new Kingdom Halls, constructed by Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Britain for use by congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, and they purchased 2 new plots of freehold land. I wonder who purchased the Kingdom Halls, though. Did the local congregants actually buy the Kingdom Halls? And construction would have been member volunteers. So I wonder how much, really. I would love to know if anyone can help with this. So I just can't really understand things. So and this is very telling. The trust continues to act as custodian trustee, holding title to freehold and leasehold properties acquired as places of worship. Holding title. They own all those properties that those brothers and sisters saved up and scrimped and saved up to buy, that they put their free labor into, that the brothers and sisters, that they maintain them. So they own this stuff, but they don't maintain it. Oh, but they're open to the public. Should they be the only public people pretty much that walk in are hall crashers, really. The properties are used solely to teach and share Bible truth, subjective Bible truth, which includes learning godly values. Shunning, good godly value there. Promoting well-being and respect for others, unless you're a child, of course. Oh dear. Oh, now I'm going to be sick. And the practice of qualities such as honesty. Oh, big fibbers. And kindness. Shun your family. Shun. It's kind. Oh, the liars. Oh. It's a public benefit entity. Well, it is for blooming pederasts. Yeah, it benefits them. Hide in here. The trustees confirm that they have complied with their duty to have due regard to the guidance on public benefit published by the Charity Commission in exercising their powers and duties. Well, the Charity Commission aren't happy. That's why they've been doing investigations upon them. The work done by the trust ensures that members of the public have access to these buildings free of charge. Just takes your soul, that's all. I'm sure the devil said that, didn't he? Faustian pact. Here we come. Oh, I believe this is amply demonstrated in this report. So they were offering a big service to the public. Really? Only the public use it. Do they don't have like mothers and baby event, you know, for mothers and young mothers and babies. What am I talking about? To get together, nursery, schools, elderly, special luncheons for the elderly to get together who are isolated, things like that. That happens in a lot of church places, so public benefit. If you notice all their things, it's always us first. We benefit, we benefit, we benefit. And it's disguised. And because people see the word Christian and religion and think, oh, yeah, you want to help people, don't you? No. Now, here we go. The principal achievement of the trust in the year was the purchase of 2 new places of worship, whoop-de-doo, and 2 new pieces of freehold land. Whoop-de-doo with all that money. Now, watch this bit. The trust also continues to acquire freehold titles on behalf of Jehovah's Witnesses. This has occurred in the following two ways. Transfer of existing title of places of worship in the name of local trustees to the trust. See how that's dressed up? Transfer of existing title of places of worship in the name of local trustees, so that will be your local elders who were down as trustees, keeping it for the congregation, keeping it for your community. Now, what's happened? Why, after all these decades, now does it belong to this central trust? I believe it's called theft. But hey, no, it's not. It's dressed up, isn't it? During the year, more properties. So this is up to the end of August 2016. During the year, more properties were transferred to the trust using a simplified procedure agreed with the land registry. Wow! And if people don't comply with that, if a congregation doesn't apply, things like that have happened in the past, and the elders have been deleted, chucked out, kicked out, DF'd. Wow. 2, the trust continued. The steam factor, steam out my ears factor. The trust continued taking title to newly purchased properties. So they've set their precedent now. New ones, ours, they belong to us. The end is near. Must have bricks and mortar. End is near. Gather money. I don't know. Let's just imagine sort of Anthony Morris as a Scrooge McDuck. You know, it's such his big, heavy mahogany desk. See, got the money. See. Come on. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So they got the titles to newly purchased properties either reconstructed or converted into places of worship. Funding for the purchase and subsequent construction or renovation of the property has been obtained. Wow! Here it goes, here's the proof. Either from the local congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses or in collaboration with Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Britain. Do you want it any clearer? Funding. Now, they've got all this damn money. They've got loads of the flipping money. You've just seen it. And someone else is going to look at these figures, okay? And yet, look what they've done. Local Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, they're supposed to live in poverty and have a simple life. Some of them are out doing, full-time pioneering. They're working hard. They're bringing up children. They're working part-time, keeping their eyes simple. They're going out on field service. They're going out on the carts, giving that time for free, giving that time from their hearts. And then they've got to cough up some extra money for this building, which is going to be transferred, that title, that ownership is going to be These guys, Kingdom Hall Trust, aka your lovely greedy Watchtower. Stop it, Watchtower. You just the greed. The greed is just off the charts. And why you don't need it if the end's around the corner. You don't need it if your treasures are being stored up in heaven. So maybe some money is coming from the Watchtower. Like, they've not said of any money coming from the Kingdom Hall Trust. They've got assets. Why isn't any of that money coming from the Kingdom Hall Trust? And I want to see what percentage of money comes from. Can anyone find that out? I want to know what percentage of money comes from the congregation and what comes from outside. And also, the payback. We know the paying back system is brutal. If any money does come through, that's not just given, is it? We know that. It's not called a mortgage anymore. It's not called a loan because of the tax problems. But the congregation has to keep giving back then to the Watchtower every month. Disgraceful. Disgraceful. New freeholds were acquired in Worksop and Hainault, whilst new buildings were purchased in Chelmsford. Well, Chelmsford, of course, is where they've got another 2 years to finish their compound, their cult compound there. So purchases are happening there in Corby. It is truly, look at this, the way they dress it up, shameful. It is truly gratifying to see new places of worship being constructed or renovated. All these properties, when complete, are open to the general public free of charge. They provide a base in the local community for activities of Jehovah's Witnesses. It does not relate to what we have here. We have village halls, which are often church halls in communities. Where I live, it's quite remote and still a bit backward and things. And you have these halls that are often part of the church, but they're used for everything: toddler groups, bring and buy sales, people who do crafts, meeting up, writers' workshops, quilters, whatever. That's what buildings are used for, not this stuff that they're talking about. Reserves, financial position and reserves policy. Okay. August 2016. Look at this. 2,658,773 pounds. 2,658,000. I've got to say it again because I can't believe this is their reserves. And the expenses of the trust were 51,080, but these were principally depreciation. There is no real need for a large balance on the trust's accounts at present. So why are they? Why are they there? As all expenditure relating to the transfer of titles to the trust is the responsibility of the local congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses. So any legal fees for changing over those titles, the locals pay for that too. You mean so-and-sos. Regarding other activities such as new builds, we're also confident of ongoing grant income. Where do they get these grants from? Why should they be getting grants? On this basis, the trust can operate confidently on relatively small reserves. Well, I tell you what, that reserve isn't relatively small in my life, and I shouldn't think it's relatively small to any of the congregants. Wow, the cheeky so-and-sos. And where prudent, the trusted in the future take title on behalf of local. That's so kind of them. So kind of them. So all it is, it's like, give us that bit of paper so that we own everything. You maintain it. Yeah, yeah. No. Yeah, we're a charity. We need to be a big charity to store that bit of paper. Yep, that's us. Yeah, I know you've paid for the bit of paper and you paid for the building and you're still paying for the building every month. Yeah. And it's going to continue its ongoing program. JWs, elders, don't let them take it. Because they're ongoing, transferring Kingdom Hall properties. That's all this is about. Land grab. You little toe rags. Well, I think toe rags might be something rude. Oh, so that was all done on the 29th of May. So that's the trust, guys. Oh, no, we got more. Oh, there's your expenditures and bits. Okay. Donations and legacies. So that's all their income has been from donations. Providing places of worship. Look at that pitiful amount. Total funds brought forward, total funds carried forward. There you have it. For 2 years. You cheeky so-and-sos. You cheeky so-and-sos. Okay, so that's the Kingdom Hall Trust. Stinkeramas, we're getting... Trade creditors, 39,341. So, presume that's to, with relation trade creditors, supplies, trade, would it be building materials? Pitiful amount there, isn't it? Other creditors, very. Movement in funds. Right, so yeah, close connections with IBSA and Watchtower. What? This is cheeky. Hang on. During the year, Kingdom Hall Trust purchased newly constructed Kingdom Halls and land from Watchtower, amounting to 631,000 and 2,000. It was over nearly 2 million. KHT owed Watchtower. And, see, I'm saying about them, and I've looked at the IBSA paperwork already, and they talk about how they give donations. This is part of how they justify being a charity. And I had speculated that they're just giving donations to each other. And look what's happening. During the year, so this charity received $250,000 from IBSA as a donation. So they're saying, yeah, we donate money to ourselves. I donate money to myself. It's like me taking money out of my right pocket, okay, and then putting it in my left pocket. Look, I'm really generous. I'm so generous. I've just moved over some money. And that's all I've done is just transferred it from one pocket to the next. Oh, and there we are, the end. Well, darlings, what do you think of that? Man, please, someone wake up the JWs. And if they haven't signed over their hall yet, don't do it. See what happens. See what happens if you don't do it. And then you'll find out. You'll find out then the regime that you're under. Oh, it's cheeky. Ooh, you know, I've said before, I hate liars. Oh, can't stand it.